San Juan Regional Medical Center is your community hospital, committed to making life better for the communities we are privileged to serve. In fact, better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. What matters most to our patients matters most to us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so you can get the quality care you need right here at home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, celebrating life better here since 1910. KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, bringing a full slate of entertainment to Farmington and San Juan County. The interactive art of Outrageous, Saturday, May 21st at 7:30 p.m. The Farmington Civic Center, 200 West Arrington in downtown Farmington. Find out more online at fmtn.org/shows or 505-599-1148.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Megan Culp, along here with Scott Michlin.
Good morning.
Hey.
Here we are on a Friday.
I know.
Friday the 13th.
That's pretty scary, I hear.
Is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. But for some people, I
For
guess.
some, yeah, it's
right?
superstitious folk.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But here we are. Another That's Interesting show
That's interesting.
on KSJE. And so what that means, everybody, is that we want you to call in today and join us on the program and share whatever is interesting in your world or what you've noted, or just call and say hi. That's okay, too. You know, we've had all different things. We've had stories and riddles and jokes.
We have had riddles and
You
jokes.
know? Yeah.
I love
so
it.
it's really, it's really pretty open-ended.
Yes.
As to what you can call in and talk about.
Yes.
Because whatever's interesting to
Whatever's
you
interesting.
is interesting to us.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's very sweet.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
call in. Radio audience, and by the way, we're proud to be back on the air at 90.9. We had some work on our tower this week, so we were off the air earlier, but as of last night, we're back on the air at 90.9 FM. So radio audience and streaming audience, you can call in as well, 505-566-3909, 566-3909. I've been told to repeat the number more.
Yes, you need to.
Yeah.
That's important.
It's also scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
If you're watching.
If you're watching.
Yes.
Down there.
Nice.
There you go.
That was cool.
Okay. Anyway, so what's interesting for your world this week? What's going on?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Here we go.
Okay. So I'm going to try to remember all the steps here.
Okay.
It involves
Okay, wow.
licking rodents. Rodents licking rodents, not people licking rodents.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm still intrigued.
Yes.
A little less so, but okay. I'm
Yes.
still with you.
This is all about the nature-nurture thing. Right?
Sure.
And it's not versus nurture.
No.
It is that these two things are related. So
Yeah,
they
all
did
right.
an experiment with licking rodents, and they were trying to see mothers who lick their children, will the children grow up to lick their children? Because some
These are animals.
Yes.
We're still talking about animals.
We're still
Okay.
talking about
Just want to
rodents.
be clear.
yeah. Ugh. So they did experiments, and some rodents lick their children, some don't, and they were focused on why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out when a rodent licks their child, it releases serotonin, right? So which is a mood chemical in the brain.
All right.
So that lick somehow reaches the brain, basically. Yes.
Okay.
With that chemical is circulating around, and neurons are cells in the brain.
Yeah.
So it gets to the cells, but you can't touch the DNA, right? So that's different. With DNA, there's something called gene expression, right? So every cell has your complete DNA in it, which is mind-boggling.
Right. But we
Proteins,
know this.
We know this.
And every living thing,
Every
right?
living
that's-
thing, not just humans.
Okay. Okay.
Proteins are what dictate what gets expressed in your DNA. So you might have things in your DNA right now that are just not being expressed because the protein is not expressing them.
Okay.
So in the cell, there's all sorts of things like zooming around in the cell. In the nucleus, that's where your DNA is. Other parts of the cell zooming around. The serotonin, sometimes these molecules clobber into these things that are floating around the cell. And that's called a methyl, and it's like peanut butter on the cell. The methyl in this situation, the gene that expresses licking, is covered up. So there are these transmitters that come in, and they're like a gang, and they bust it up. And then that gene expresses the licking. So basically,
Okay, all right.
it's this very complex process in gene expression.
Wow. It's really early in the morning to be absorbing all this. And I'm impressed that you told that story with no notes.
No notes.
Yeah.
I just was like,
wow.
Get on it, figure out the steps, no notes.
Interesting.
These are the things that I'm learning.
Okay. So I guess why don't more animals do that? It's just a thing?
Yeah,
right?
it's just
some species do, some don't.
Well, yeah, it's just expressed in certain animals.
Okay.
So I mean, licking behavior is common in various mammals, right? Like
apparently,
just like
from what you say, yes.
Cats lick themselves.
True. Right.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that this morning. Wow.
Yes.
Now, see, and I don't have anything that even equals that. It even comes close to that entirely, I mean, anything including DNA is just a whole other
It's a
level.
science lesson.
Whole other level.
I know, I'm learning so much about it.
Right.
My
Very
other
cool.
life. So.
But we do have a call.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go to the phones.
Let's go to the phones and see who is calling in to share their interesting words with us this morning. Good morning. You're on KSJE. Thanks for calling in this morning.
Hey, this is Thomas with Basin Health Companies.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Thomas?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. Megan, do you know Thomas?
I know Thomas. Thomas works with me in my other post.
Look at that.
Yes.
Your other job, when you're not here.
When I'm not here.
For the 2 hours a week that you're not here, over there.
I'm with Thomas.
Very good. Well, Thomas, thank you for calling in. What would you like to share with us? What's interesting in your world?
Oh my gosh, well, there's a lot, but...
Okay, give us the short list.
I'll give you... So, I would say the most recent development that I have... that's in my world. Since I'm here at work about 40 hours a week, it's pertaining to my job. But, so on Wednesday, May 18th, there's something that's happening here at Basin called Christmas in May.
I like it.
And
you go on.
That what they do actually, and I didn't know that they did this, but apparently they do this every year. And that is what it is basically is it's a ceremony that is unveiling our hospice bricks. So we have a courtyard here at the building, at our building on 200 North Orchard, and we have these bricks that are laid out on the ground, and every year we have them engraved with the names of our hospice patients that have passed away over the past 12 months. And so this is like an opportunity for those families to come and see their loved ones' bricks unveiled and see the names of them engraved somewhere where they're going to be permanently.
Very nice. And that's happening on Tuesday, the 18th?
Actually, yeah. So actually, I believe it's a Wednesday.
You're right. It is a Wednesday,
yes.
As I look at the calendar now. Sorry.
I kind of messed up the time,
No, that's all right. So did I. So it's Wednesday the 18th, and at what time are you going to have the ceremony there?
So that's going to be happening at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. At noon. And so it's kind of like a brief little ceremony. And then actually Megan is going to also be speaking because she does work really closely with the families who have hospice patients. And so she'll be saying some words. And actually she's going to be using her musical skills as well and giving us some music.
Hey, how about that?
Elvis. They requested Elvis.
The multi-talented.
It's difficult because,
really?
well, he's first of all, it's difficult to cover him, but also he's called the king for a reason.
Right.
But you couldn't do Jailhouse Rock, you couldn't do Hound Dog, you couldn't do In the Ghetto. So it's a limited option for songs for this event. So
I see. But you found a couple.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I found one.
All right.
Yeah.
A little guitar and harmonica, or just guitar?
No harmonica, guitar and singing.
Guitar and singing. Gotcha. Okay. Very good.
And the reason that another big aspect of this is, the reason that we request Elvis is it's called Christmas in May because our founder, or not founder necessarily, our CEO right now, Vince Moffat. His sister passed away a few years ago, around this time of year, and her favorite holiday was always Christmas, and her favorite music was Duran Duran and Elvis, and unfortunately she passed away due to suicide, and so a big aspect of this in the past has been suicide prevention awareness, and that's a big aspect of this as well. And so this is kind of honoring her as well as the hospice families, and their loved ones that have passed away. And so that's kind of where the Elvis theme comes from. It's from Denise, his sister, and her kind of bringing her back into back into our lives. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very nice. And a lot of meaning there, so that's important to include that. So that's wonderful. Well, it's next week there at the Basin Health Companies. You're right there at the corner of Orchard and Arrington, basically, right? That's where the building is.
Yes. Yeah, and it is open to the public. There is going to be some refreshments served afterwards as well if people want to stay and enjoy the courtyard and explore our hospice garden and see if they can find anyone that they know in the bricks as well, because we've been doing this for a few years.
Very good. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas, thank you for calling in this morning.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
That is our first call of the day. That's interesting.
I know.
How about that? Talking about you. And your event.
Yes.
And your event. And again, you are the chaplain for Basin Health Companies, right? And so that would be the reason for your involvement in this thing. And I will just say, I would probably pay cash money to see you sing Duran Duran.
So last year I did sing a Duran Duran song.
Did you really?
I did.
Okay.
But there's only like one song of theirs that really is possible to do acoustically because they're synth heavy. Right?
Oh yeah.
They were around during a time where the synthesizer was like the
best
thing.
Time.
I don't play the synthesizer, so I had to really work hard around that. So this year I'm just doing one Elvis song.
Okay.
But
nice.
I can't help but falling in love with you.
Well, that's a very nice for that occasion.
Very nice.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
There you go. Wonderful. Well, that means the phone lines are open after Thomas's call, so you can call us at 505-566-3909. The number again, 566-3909, because someone's calling me on my cell phone, and I know they probably mean to call the radio station.
Yeah.
So
yes. Please call the station.
Please call
or
this
else we
number.
Can't hear you.
I can't get you on the air if you don't call that number.
Yes.
The other number, right? But there you go. 505-566-3909 is the number to call, and someone is doing that.
All right.
Someone's doing that right now.
Let's do it.
So let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on That's Interesting with Scott and Megan. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Good morning, Scott and Megan. It's Catherine Abeda.
Hi, Catherine Abeda. Thank you for calling in.
I don't know if I was calling your cell phone earlier, but I finally got the number right.
Your name popped up, and so I figured, we should remind folks of the number. But that's okay.
So,
Here you are.
Really short and sweet, something that's interesting.
What do you got?
So the Supreme Court has been, in the news, but this is a fun fact about the Supreme Court. Did you know that on the top floor, they have a basketball court?
What?
And often the justices and their clerks will play basketball, and it's a legitimate basketball court, and it has a name, and it's called the highest court in the land.
Shut up!
Oh my
This
goodness.
is too good. This is too good to be true.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to take that under advisement and do some research on that.
I happen to, I've seen a sketch drawing from Sports Illustrated of Supreme Court Justice Kagan doing a slam dunk.
Shut up.
I'm pretty sure it's real.
Really? Okay.
That's amazing.
It's a little bit cartoonish, but...
Was it done by some of those court sketch artists that we see in the stories about the court cases?
That would be amazing. I hear they're not allowed up there, and it's part of the perk of getting the prestigious law clerking jobs at the Supreme Court. Thousands apply every year, and only a couple get to go, and they get to play basketball in the highest court of the land.
All right.
Wow.
I'm trying to get images of
Wow.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg playing basketball out of my head, but okay. But okay.
She did the granny
You
shot.
have to lower the hoops for her.
Maybe, maybe, but interesting. Okay, well, that is interesting if it's true.
Hey, my source is Sports Illustrated.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Swimsuits and Supreme Court basketball courts, so
I
they
didn't
can't
know
be
you
wrong.
read Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. Was that in the waiting room somewhere?
About the Supreme Court, so.
I think that's helpful to have something fun. I mean, it's such a contentious time
Yes.
right now with the Supreme Court.
Right. Nice to know that. I will say that I have eaten, I think it was lunch at the cafeteria at the Supreme Court.
Oh.
During a trip to Washington, D.C., because it was like one of the places that the tour book said you could go that's not very crowded because not a lot of people know about it, and it is open to the public, or at least it used to be. And so it was true because
probably not anymore, but
you could get there and have lunch.
Wow.
I know.
I would love
Didn't
that.
see anybody
I would love that.
important, but
Yeah.
I had my little
cool. I
tray.
got to tour once, but I didn't get to see anybody important either. But it's so magnificent being in there.
Yeah.
And it's so grand that it's kind of hilarious to imagine a basketball court being on the top floor of that grand building.
Yes.
It's amazing.
That is very true. All right, we're going to do some research on that. So. But thank you. That is very interesting,
Yeah.
Catherine Abeta. Thank you for calling in. We can always rely on the San Juan United Way for interesting things.
Yes.
Oh, yes. We've got fun facts.
You do. Awesome. Well, thank you, Catherine. Have a great Friday.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That is interesting.
Gosh,
Who knew?
I love that.
Right?
The highest court in the land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so clever. I love clever
so.
things.
Sure. Of course.
So,
Right.
wow.
I don't know what to say about that. Just why not?
Why not?
You know?
If you can, do it.
Sure.
Yeah. That's
Little
what I imagine.
little one-on-one, you know?
That's how they're hashing out their opinions.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Little game of horse.
Yeah, I wouldn't
With
think that any of them
Supreme
would be
Court
athletic,
justices.
right? Like, they don't strike me as an athletic crew.
Well, not the older ones. I mean, it's gotten a little younger recently, maybe. So maybe, that can help. But
Tony Barrett just killing it on the
yeah,
court.
but I can't imagine, some of the other ones that have been there.
Like a Clarence Thomas getting up there? That seems hard.
I don't know. I don't think so. Right.
Yeah.
Or some of the other ones that are, like Justice Breyer, who's about to retire. I
Breyer,
think that,
yeah.
So anyway, but there you go. Who knew?
Who
now
knew?
we do. Now we know.
Wow.
We'll check it out. See.
Gosh, our listeners.
Right. They bring all
Never-
the interesting stuff
never
to
fails.
the airwaves, which we appreciate. And so
Never
you can
fails.
join them as well, everyone, if you would like to call in and share something that is interesting. The phone number is 505-566-3909, 566-3909. We want to kind of get this. This is I think this is the area's only call-in show.
Yeah, I
On
think
the radio,
so.
you
Because
know?
there's not a lot of local stations in the area.
No. I mean, there are local stations, but not like local programs.
Right.
But so we'd like to, encourage folks to call in and, we could talk about more controversial things, more things that are in the news, anything that you want to call in
Anything
and talk
you
about.
want to bring forth to the
Right.
table.
I will bring up something. I did have actually something up my sleeve today. And that is the event that's happening next Saturday, everyone, a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
It is the 0 Mile Fun Run to benefit KSJE. How about that? And so we weren't able to do it last couple of years, but it's back. And so we want to invite you to join us at 10:30 next Saturday, right there at Liberty Commons Plaza here at San Juan College, where they do the graduations. And it is literally a 0 mile fun run. 0 miles, everyone. So you're all, by listening to the radio right now, you're training right now for the 0 mile fun run.
I know.
Megan, you're training right there.
I'm training as I sit here.
Drinking your coffee.
Literally drinking my coffee.
Yeah.
I hear
$15.
that there's a person that shows up with sweatbands on, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Always exciting.
Yes. So.
Yeah, that'll be good. We're going to have a trumpet. Mick Hess is going to be there with his
Is he
trumpet
gonna-
to launch the runners, to release the runners. So, yeah. And it's literally 0 miles. It's $15 ahead of time, $20 on the day of and I'll do air quotes, but you can't really see me until I turn the camera back on, but day of the race, it's $20 to register. But you can go on our website right now and register at ksje.com/funrun, all one word, and sign up.
Right, and if you register beforehand, it's $15.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So there you go. But join us, and you get a free T-shirt with the cute little bird thing on it.
and the flip-flops.
I think it's a toucan.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think
don't
so.
know what it is. Parrot? I don't know.
Parrot something. But yeah.
Cool.
But that's the logo for this year's fun run. So there you go. Another call.
All right.
What do you say?
Yes.
Let's go back to the phones. And good morning. You're on KSJE. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Well, you are a local radio station that has that national presence, too, so you get callers from all over the country.
Wow.
I want to say good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for calling in.
Someone has to turn off her computer, too, so I can comply with the request to turn the radio sound down.
There you go.
So good morning. I heard you speaking earlier about some great activities happening around your hospice, but May is also Mental Health Month. And just read a great article this morning in the Harvard Business Review about, in workplaces, how to be a good mental health ally.
Oh, and how can we do that?
All sorts of things that you can do or share in your workplace that keep communications open, help normalize what struggles people are going through, and acknowledge that not everyone is always having a good day, and sometimes it's the kind of things that you can't fix. So engaging in good conversations with your colleagues and your coworkers that make people feel warm and welcomed and comfortable about maybe embracing life's challenges a little differently. So if someone is talking to you and they mention a particular diagnosis they may have, talk to them in the first person and acknowledge what they're going through. Encourage them to talk to the level of which they're comfortable. And use kind and unsolicited advice in the manner of which it's just friendly. So it's not that you're offering an order. You're just offering people kind of that warm place to land for conversation.
That sounds like some good advice this month and every month.
This month and all the time. You know, I had a conversation actually, Scott, with one of your former college classmates yesterday, Carol Shallowhorn, who is a very well-known and respected mental health professional in our community. We were talking about the busyness of our calendars during Mental Health Awareness Month, and he said, why are we so crammed up in May? How come we can't do this good stuff every month of the year? And that's just part of this whole idea and experience of normalizing the workplace and normalizing conversation around all of our struggles in the workplace. So we're
very
by.
Very good. Well, you know, Harvard Business Review, they come out pretty frequently with like these articles. I've relied. They had a grief one that was amazing. So
there you go. See?
And most people can access the Harvard Business Review without having to pay for it too, which is also making it accessible to everyone and easy to find and grab.
Nice.
And Scott, I will share this link to you if you wanted to share it.
We can post it with the show. We surely can. Thank you. That'll be great.
Sending it to you now.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm noticing too.
Yes.
I was just going to say, I'm noticing too, you know, as we come out of the pandemic and more things are happening, like the fun run and like the other events in our communities and maybe at work and whatever, I notice that even my calendar is just getting full with just stuff, more stuff than what maybe I've been used to the last couple of years. And so, you know, there's a lot more things to do and that we're expected to do and need to do or feel we need to do. And so that's all part of this as well, I would think.
And you know, it's kind of the weird ebb and flow, and you're right. There's more community activities happening, which are great. But here in the great state of New York, and particularly in Western New York, regrettably, some of our COVID rates are rising again. So we're in that beautiful little lull period, and now people are kind of getting out and about. A lot of the mandates have been lifted, so people aren't walking around with masks anymore. And now we're starting to see a lot of swing back, a lot of local theater that is just starting to recover from, you know, a 18-month long intermission. They're having to cancel performances, and concert venues are changing, and they're making mandatory things discretionary again, and it's causing a lot of confusion. I was just at a theatrical performance last night that was allowed to go on, but required or suggested that the audience wear masks again. And so for all the grumbling that folks did several months ago about having to wear a mask, now that people are seeing impact not really going away, people are complying a little more readily. So that's kind of good to see. People are catching on to that.
Yeah, very good to see. And I'm afraid that's kind of the way things are headed. We're seeing increases here as well. So who knows what the future will bring. But I know a lot of folks are paying attention and just trying to figure out a way to manage this virus that is not going away anytime soon. So,
and in the mental health community, we're seeing the impacts now more than ever, and on a younger audience too, where the kids were pretty resilient a year ago, and now kids are realizing some of the impacts. And we're doing more and more work with the youth audience to help them cope with the stress and cope with the indecision. So I feel like I brought the Debbie Downerness right to your show. Not the intention, trying to be a little bit uplifting about things that you can do for people in your workplace and in your family or friends that help them feel accepted and feel the warmth and kindness of working in a shared community. So I didn't mean to be like Debbie Downer, but I'm just trying to keep that conversation going and flowing about normalizing behaviors and feelings and helping people feel real accepted.
Well, there you go. Yeah. And that's the way to leave it, I think, and to think positively. And again, to just kind of remember this, not just in May, but every month as we go forward. So thank you for calling in.
Anytime, friend.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you very much. And so, there you go. See? And that brings me to think about like graduations, which we're about to start graduation season. Tonight is the San Juan College High School graduation. Tomorrow, San Juan College will be graduating, of course, the students. You'll be joining me
I will.
To announce the names for the very
excited.
first time.
So excited.
How exciting, right?
So excited. Well, I'm hoping also that it's one step closer to graduation speaker, which is my dream.
I see. So I gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a double motive here.
Okay.
It's
right. So note to folks, if you're in need of a graduation speaker, Megan
right here
apparently has a speech on the shelf ready to go.
I have 2 speeches on the shelf.
She's ready to go. Okay. Well, there you go.
I do.
Okay. Well, okay. Maybe people will call you. Maybe who knows? Maybe you'll get a gig. But this year you're going to help me read names.
Super excited.
Yeah, so we'll be there tomorrow morning, and then of course the high schools will start next week, I believe, and so that's kind of exciting time of year. And someone has already brought up the fact that I think for the class of 2020, they can get a graduation in person.
So I did a little graduation. This was cool. In 2020, my dear friend here, her son was graduating high school. She wanted to have like an actual authentic graduation experience, so it was just the family and me. And a guy that was taking pictures. And we did like they like walked in with pomp and circumstance. And like he wore his like robe and stuff.
Nice.
And I did the speech, and it was very touching. It was a great idea.
Yeah. But I mean, again, for a lot of those students, they didn't have that. And so that was a little disappointing, I'm sure, for the families and the individuals. And yet they continue to thrive and go on and live through it, of course. And so, but it's so exciting to be able to gather in person this year and celebrate that accomplishment with these students. So we're looking forward to that. But
I love commencement ceremonies.
Do you?
I think I'm one of the few people that love them. It's just it's so
Why?
Well, you had all this hard work that people put into this moment.
Right.
And so it's a celebration of like sort of industry as far as like hard work, and there's always some sort of inspirational moment. I mean, it's just commencement ceremonies are touching.
Okay.
I find myself being moved, and I don't even know the people.
Right. Well, I think that's the idea, isn't it? Right. They're trying to be, moving and to try to motivate the students to go out and
you're commencing
and fix all the stuff that we have screwed up.
Right. Exactly.
Here you go.
Exactly.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck inheriting our problems. Yes, exactly.
But we have great faith in these new graduates that they're going to maybe have the solutions to the problems that we've been dealing with and all those things, and some new minds to tackle some of these things. So it's great promise for these folks at graduation. I think that's what's exciting too.
Yes.
And to congratulate them on their accomplishments for sure.
Okay.
So I look forward to it. But so we'll see you back here tomorrow is what we're saying.
I know.
You'll be here at the campus, not on the radio. But
no,
the campus
we'll be there on the campus. But are we broadcasting this on our radio station?
We're not no, because I'm busy at the thing with the announcements. But the college will be streaming the ceremony.
Okay.
So people can tune in that way if they can't join us in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So there's always that.
Cool.
So there you go. I think that brings us to the end of the show.
Yeah, what a fun show. I mean, we had the serious but uplifting.
Yes.
We had the absurd, highest court in the land.
Right.
Licking mice.
Right. Thank you.
Which, just to clarify, it's not human mothers licking their children. It's a rodent licking its child.
Right.
Its little rodent child.
And people are studying this. Who knew?
Because it's all about epigenetics. How does the environment change your genes? So
okay.
No, not your DNA, though. You can't touch that.
No.
But you can change gene expression.
Right. But apparently they've been licking their offspring for eons.
Some have, some haven't. It's interesting.
Okay. All right. There you go. Who knows what we'll hear next time, everyone?
I got a lot of
Right?
brain stuff, so next time get ready for more.
Exactly. But that's interesting for this week. We thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll join us again in 2 weeks for this program. So make a note and call in. Next week, we're back to Solutions from the Street. So again, our Friday schedule is, every other Friday. It's another That's Interesting show or a Solutions from the Street. And the Solutions from the Street is our solutions-based journalism project where we try to talk about non-government funded solutions to the problems that our communities are facing. And so we'll have another great guest next week to talk about another great solution.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to that.
We will.
But there you go. But until then, everyone, we're going to say goodbye and have a great week. From myself and Megan Cullop, everybody, have a great Friday. See you next time.
KSJE is proud to support Riverfest, Memorial Day weekend, May 27th, 28th, and 29th on the banks of the Animas River in Farmington. Enjoy all-day music, food, beer gardens, vendors, crafts and raft rides, the recycled art show, and the plein air painters. Riverfest, a jolt-worthy event, proudly hosted by the River Reach Foundation, sponsored in part by the City of Farmington and the Farmington Convention and Visitors Bureau. Find out more at riverfestnewmexico.com. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week. Week 16, Finals, Finals, Finals. Don't let the finals week become a nightmare of stress and anxiety. Get prepared and conquer your finals with these final steps. Start early. Create a study schedule and stick to it. Prioritize your study time. Some exams may be harder than others. Attend the review session. Ask questions about the exam and study for the style of exam. Create a study guide and make flashcards. Take breaks and stay well rested. Quiz yourself, or better, have someone else quiz you. Show up early for the test. Visit the tutoring center for additional support. The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College.
Who? Listen.